What's up, everybody? Today we got old guest on the corner again. His name is, or her name is, or is it an it? Fancy Octopus.
Hey, I am here and I am chilling here. And that's kind of the idea of guesting, I would assume. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, but
No, I like it. Like whatever. Like
like,
we can call you an it. I don't
oh no,
discriminate.
I go by he, him, but I'm saying like the idea of me guessing is being here, I guess. Like unless guesting means I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, if it
um,
is, I can bail.
yeah. No. You don't have to bail.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
okay, okay.
uh,
I'm just making sure. I've never I've guessed it here before, but I guess I never asked if guesting meant I should be here.
oh, right, right. Yeah, no.
But I
Like
know, like you said,
guesting definitely mean that you should be here. Most
oh,
definitely.
okay, wow,
Right.
oof.
Right.
I got some angry people in at me because
No,
they're like, you want to guess? They didn't show up,
uh,
and I was like, yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, like
they never said.
that's funny that you like mentioned it because like I was supposed to make on Monday um a podcast about the Sopranos with a dude, and he never fucking showed up, and that was
Well,
like
did you
planned. What?
did you clarify that guesting means he has to be there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
clarified it.
oh, whoa. Because
Oh,
I
well,
mean, in my
yeah,
cases, they just say, "Do you want to guest?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I don't know that means I'm supposed to be there. I just thought it was like, I thought it was
no,
like
no, like like
podcast magic.
if you do like say like you want to guest on the podcast, then yeah, but there is like a time where you like hit the lap where where it becomes should, and that is when you agree upon a time and date, right?
Yeah.
And you
But
that's when
then
it
you could
turns into
still
should.
like, but then you could still be like, if you don't clarify, you could be like, oh well, I'm guesting on February 24th, 2021 at 3 p.m. Eastern, but you never clarify that guesting means you have to come, right? Like, I've had situations where I thought guesting meant I don't come, and sure enough, they call me yesterday at 3 p.m. and they say, "Oh, why didn't you show up?" I'm like, "Well, you didn't say I had to show up," and I've burned a lot of bridges that way.
Wow. Okay, man, that is funny. That's funny, man. Um, well, like I don't know. What's up, man? You have anything interesting that's happened to you the past week?
Um, I have a funny public transit story. I don't know if this is a public transit crowd here.
Now go for it, man.
Oh yeah. So I was on the subway, and this lady saw like a big. I was carrying a big bag with a snowboard in it, and uh, this lady was like, "Oh, what's in the bag?" I was like, "It's snowboard." And so she starts talking to me about all of the stuff she's done or something, and it was kind of hard to hear because she was kind of mumbling a little bit, and she had a mask on too, so it kind of took out some of the audio. But like she was saying something about training in the USSR back in the 80s and how her dad was an NSA agent. She had this like very kind of nervous energy about her. She was like, rubbing a lot of lotion on. And so I was just kind of like playing along, like, yeah, cool, sure, shaking my head. And that's when this lady next to me, some Asian lady, was like, I don't know why she decided that this was the time. I guess she thought that I had a cello or something in the bag, like some kind of instrument, because she like pointed at the bag and then she had a piece of paper with the national anthem on it, like in English, and then also some kind of like Asian lettering. I couldn't exactly determine which kind, but some kind of like Asian language underneath, like maybe like Mandarin or something, where and it had both like back to back. Like so, like I'm guessing she was trying to learn the national anthem for like a choir or something. And so I'm like, oh no, I don't have an instrument. And she's just like, oh okay. And then she like points at the words at me, and I'm like, what? What do you want me to do? And she's like, oh well, no, like she keeps pointing at him, and I'm like, "What? Yeah, the national anthem." And she just starts humming it, and she keeps pointing and like humming at me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so I start humming it with her, and then she's like, "Yes, yes, da, 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 da," or whatever. And eventually, she essentially keeps doing this until I sing the national anthem with her until my stop happens. And so This lady like Loki forced me to sing the national anthem on the subway. And I
Wow.
still don't know why.
Wow. But still, man, like it's an experience, and if life is anything, then it should be about experiences.
I was just wondering why she like. I'm just confused, right? I wish we could have talked because I've been like, okay, I get that you probably thought I had an instrument. Well, why is the next step sing the national anthem with me real quick? Like, I just love that logic chain.
I don't know. Maybe it was her way of like showing that she was interested in you. Uh, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Weird. Weird.
yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful scene. She was quite the singer. I guess I couldn't really hear her because of the train, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
presume, if
Well,
she's got lyrics and stuff, I'm assuming she's doing something.
yeah. Wow, that's interesting, man. Like I think like that's more interesting than I've had anything going on for this week. Um, because like I'm working at a fucking warehouse, right? And I'm already starting to think that it might be too long because I'm starting to have nightmares if I'm putting the wrong pallets in the wrong truck.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
That's when you have stress palate nightmares, then I mean you gotta take a week off.
yeah, 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 exactly.
That's a time to desync.
Yeah. Because
Like, oh,
that should like definitely not be something that is occupying my brain or mind while I'm sleeping.
yeah,
Uh,
like I'm just imagining some like kid, you're like you're sleeping and then you hear your kid screaming down the hall. You go in there and they're like shaking, they peed themselves a little bit. They're just still screaming night terrors, and you catch them and you wake them up and you're like, "Oh, it's okay, Johnny. What was going on?" He's like, "I put the pallet in the pickup truck and not the 18 wheeler."
yeah.
And you're like, "It's okay, son. The pallets are where they're supposed to be. It's where they're supposed to be." And then
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man. But yeah, so that was like one thing. But I'm guessing like another interesting thing is that I've recently been reading The Great Gatsby.
Oh, that's a fun book.
It is, but it's like the underlying tones that has my attention, because the thing is like written and takes place in the 1920s, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like this guy that our main character starts hanging with that's like for some reasons thinking
Tom
yeah
Buchanan. That guy's
yeah
kind of a douche.
yeah, that guy's like kind of a douche. So Tom brings what's his name, George, I think, to a party, or not like I
Oh,
don't
the
even
main dude,
yeah, the
the
main dude,
narrator or whatever.
yeah, to a party or something in New York, after having insisted on him meeting his lover that he's cheating on his wife with, right?
Oh yeah,
And,
he's like married to that one
yeah,
woman
yeah,
out in the eggs.
out in the West Eggs
In the eggs, dude.
yeah, in Long Island, yeah.
The eggs, and they go to New York and they meet his mistress who's in his Manhattan apartment.
Yeah.
I forget who, but isn't that where the narrator like first starts talking to Daisy, right?
No, he
When does he
first
meet Daisy?
he meets Daisy like very early on
Oh, that's right, at the dinner party.
at the dinner party. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For anyone who
I
hasn't read Great Gatsby, there's a dinner party, and you should be very excited for it.
yeah, and that's that's the dinner party, because as I understood it, Daisy is our main dude's cousin. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Daisy is his cousin.
I thought Daisy was the guy who's trying to.
No,
Wait.
no.
It's been a while
Daisy,
since I read.
Daisy is,
Then who's the main guy's love interest? I thought he was interested in something. I know Gatsby is interested in Daisy.
yeah. His main love interest is Baker, Georgiana Baker, or Jordan Baker, or something, which is Daisy's
Gordon,
girlfriend.
that's right.
Yeah. That's the thing. But like what I wanted to get at is that so Tom brings the douche Tom brings him to this fucking, I don't know, apartment in Manhattan or something, right? To this party where he has brought his lover, and there's like a few other people there. The guy owning the apartment, which is some sort of photographer or something, right?
Yeah.
And Tom's lover starts to get into an argument with him when they're like both pretty
I
messed
remember
up on alcohol and stuff, right? And she starts repeating Daisy all over again to Tom, and he's asking her to stop, and he fucking responds by breaking her damn nose.
Oh yeah, he fucking
Right.
hits her hard, man.
Yeah.
Just freaking knocks her out.
And it is described in the book like that. There's blood everywhere, whatever, right? But what fucking surprised me here is that nobody in that apartment gave a shit. It was
They were just like, yep.
Yep. That's how it is. Like in the
That's how it goes.
1920s New York, upper middle class.
Just fucking get fucking wrecked, dude.
Yeah, and the photographer, as I'm reading this, I'm like thinking, okay, yeah, the photographer is getting up, right? And then I start finishing the sentence, and I'm like, okay, what the hell, dude?
It does say something, because I don't know if exactly Fitzgerald meant it to be like super shocking of a sentence, or if it's like supposed to be the logical conclusion of what 1920s New York does, right?
Yeah, it's the second one. So the photographer gets up, but not to kick Tom out of the apartment or anything like that. No. It's to cover his fantastic pictures with towels so they don't get blood on them.
They don't get blood on them.
Yeah.
Oh god, dude! I remember. I actually recreated that scene for a school project in like a video. Like we had to make a video recreating one of the scenes, and we chose that scene. And we didn't actually hit anybody, but we had like this dude like fake slap somebody, and then we put like a bomb sound effect in that's like a really good slap sound effect, and some people thought we actually hit her. And we're like, dude, you guys can't hit girls in the video. We're like, guys, we didn't actually hit anybody. Like it's all fake.
Oh man. But yeah, man, that is like incredible. Or I don't know if you could even call it incredible. But
I don't know if incredible is the right word.
How it was 100 years ago, like how little a woman was worth 100 years ago.
No. Well, it's just like, like it was seen as okay to like, backhand your partner every once in a while, which was pretty fucked.
Yeah,
straight up, like it's real fucked.
Yeah, because like, and of course, like they were not getting a divorce because like Daisy and Tom, because like they're upper middle class and they're Catholic.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not getting a divorce.
Yeah,
like
so that was like, what the hell? And I'm like pretty sure it is accurate because what's his name, Scott F. Fitzgerald, has written this book as he saw the world from his perspective in the 1920s.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's bullshit when he's like writing it like this, because he's right.
If you read other books from the era too, like it's definitely not like supposed to be a good thing when that happens. Like, like people still look down on it, but it wasn't like, today where like if that happened in a book, that'd be like a shocking turn of events, or like, well, it's hard to say because I think also that scene has an issue where it's trying to show Tom as like an asshole, like really as an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also like it's in an era where like if someone did that, you would change your opinion of them, but you wouldn't necessarily cause a big. Also, I guess it would be hard to cause a fuss because it is Tom's apartment, isn't it? Or is it Tom's second apartment?
No,
or he paid for it or something.
It is not Tom's apartment. I believe it was like either the photographer's apartment, or it was and it wasn't his lover's sister either, because that's what our main dude is like thinking at first, right? But I don't know, like we never get like a clear answer, or at least I haven't gotten that far in the book yet, to who actually owns the apartment. But it's not Tom. It's not Tom. And and the lover's sister is just laughing up in our main dude's George's face when he asks her if it's her apartment, because oh no, this dump was like, oh, too bad for her, and too bad shape for her, so she was living in a hotel on Lower Manhattan or something. So like it's really big snobs we're dealing with, right?
Oh yeah, of course. They're from the eggs, dude.
And
You can't bring
yeah,
people from the eggs and expect them not to be snobby.
no, and like our main dude also was like, the hell, his father is renting him a house on Long Island on West in the eggs, right?
Wait, in the eggs?
In the eggs, and apparently like he has like a Finnish maid and everything, right? So he doesn't have to worry about the damn thing.
Oh yeah, he's a Yale dude.
Yeah,
Right? Dude, Gatsby, dude, not Gatsby. Fucking Fitzgerald loves writing about Yale dudes. Like
why?
I think Fitzgerald. I think I have a feeling Fitzgerald might have gone to Yale.
Yeah,
Because I know like the grasses what's it called? The Other Side of Paradise is also about a dude, also about a Yale dude.
yeah. Okay. Wow. I
Or is it
didn't.
This Side of Paradise?
That was like a new piece of information for me. I didn't know. But maybe you're right. Maybe the dude did go to Yale.
Let's find out.
And
Did he go?
either that
Ooh.
or he has like been just like had like a really big one for Yale. But nonetheless, like the book is great.
Oh, he went to Princeton.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Same shit though. Princeton and Yale.
Yeah, similar
I mean, like,
shit.
come on.
Don't tell that to a Princeton person, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Princeton person. But yeah, man, like great book. Do you remember how it ends?
The Great Gatsby?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I'm semi-familiar with how it ends. Why do you want me to just like freeball it and see what happens?
I don't know. Like, can you call it a spoiler when we are talking about it on a podcast? I mean, like it is after all 100. It's 100-year-old book.
If you haven't read The Great Gatsby, yet, you're behind by 100 so years. So
yeah, like I have read it once before, and I've seen the movie, and I'm pretty sure it ends with that Gatsby. No,
Gatsby dies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, George kills Gatsby.
I think Nick's the main dude.
Yeah, okay. Then I mean like Nick.
Nick.
Who the fuck kills Gatsby?
I don't think Nick does.
But,
no, oh wait, no, there is a dude named George.
Who is that? Is he introduced at the dinner party?
No, I think George is. Who the fuck is George?
Yeah.
So Nick Carraway's the main dude.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is George?
So you're telling me now that like the guy that kills
Tom is
Gatsby,
also from Yale.
Yeah. So the guy that kills Gatsby is a dude named George that gets introduced halfway through the book.
I mean, I don't even know where George is coming from. So I see here, Nick. Let's see. While returning to East Egg, Gatsby and Daisy drive by Wilson's garage, and the car accidentally strikes Tom's mistress, Myrtle, killing her. I remember that part. Yeah, he hits her in the car.
Oh man, fuck, man. Now it's right.
George worked. George. Oh,
that's George.
George was Myrtle's boyfriend.
What? No,
or no,
husband.
Husband,
yeah.
And he owned
the gas station and the
gas station.
and the
yeah,
workshop.
and then they're like, "Oh, Gatsby killed Myrtle," and Tom tells George, and so he goes there and George kills him, then kills himself.
Wow, that piece of shit, Tom, man.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. Wow.
To be fair, he did tell the truth. Gatsby did kill Myrtle.
He did?
Yeah, he's the one who hit her in the car.
Wow. Oh yeah.
So,
okay, man. He struck Myrtle. Okay, so it wasn't like completely unjustified that he.
Yeah, like Tom being like, "Yeah, that's Gatsby's car," is the truth.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's messed up. Interesting. But yeah, like, it's a great book, and I really love the way he is writing it because like he describes everything down to the finest detail.
Oh yeah, Fitzgerald loves doing that, dude. He's got some flowery language.
Yeah, and I mean like it's that, and I mean like that's a difficult thing to do, to keep a story intriguing and inspiring enough to like continue reading, and at the same time being able to like put down the details to the most finesse as you can in writing. Yeah, not a lot that can do that. I mean, like, you ever read any Tom Clancy?
I have played a few of his games.
Like, it's completely fucking different. Like, sometimes when I read Tom Clancy, I'm like wondering how the hell he even managed to get a publisher to publish it. Because,
Really?
yeah, I am. Because it is like almost no, like, what should I,
Dude,
what's
that espionage, dude. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
like
dun,
it's
dun,
it's
dun, dun,
almost
dun,
it's
dun,
almost like
dun, dun.
no details on anything, right? And it's just about it seems like it's
You don't care about the color of the bedding.
yeah,
You want to hear about that USB drive going into the evil computer.
yeah, man, and like that's all it is about, like that, and you know, like and like trying to put down military porn into writing somehow, and think like that seems like fucking good. And like, yeah, and that dude was like benching 225 pounds, so he was a dude that wasn't to be messed with lightly and stuff like that. Oh man. But like on the contrary, or like to say against all this, then his books are also really easy to read, right?
Well, I mean, that's probably why everyone reads them on airplanes.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Because like they're
like,
easy to read, so it's not it's just as easy to read a Tom Clancy book as it is to read a magazine. Um, that has to be the difference.
it's harder to read a magazine.
It's harder to read a magazine than a
That
Tom
is
Clancy.
fucking burn right there, dude. That is all Tom Clancy sounds out there. Get fucking roasted. It's easier to read Highlights magazine, or it's easier to read Tom Clancy's insert Cold War era name here
Yeah.
than it is to read Highlights, Goofus and Gallant, man. Like Goofus and Gallant, higher literary technical than freaking Tom Clancy novel. I mean, this is an intense statement you're making here.
Yeah, but it is true. It's true. I mean, like,
it's
I
true.
dare any one of you,
Gallant requires a level of moral thinking that Tom Clancy just doesn't put in. You know, is Goofus really being a Goofus? Is Gallant really being Gallant?
And you're like, my condolences, Tom, that you're dead. But if you weren't, then I would still tell you to stop writing books.
Oh my god, dude! Dude, I got apparently he had in 2002 he has a quote where he was he was a little upset that where did it go? Is about I just saw it. Where'd it go? Here it is. Tom Clancy lamented what he perceived as society's double standard and the way it protects minorities. You can't hate black people anymore, of course, and you can't hate homosexuals anymore, but you can hate Catholics all you want. I don't know what this victim complex Tom had of that in 2002, but hopefully he got over it.
I don't know. Oh man.
Well, like I don't know I don't see Catholics as that hated personally.
Weird, man. But like it was like some shit after he died, where it was his wife or a wife at the time that was like sitting with all the money after him, right? And then none of the kids were to get anything or something like that.
Come on.
Something like, you know, like greedy woman wanting to keep everything for herself.
Classic, like, you know, spouse dies.
Classic spouse, yeah.
Classic spouse shit, you know.
Classic spouse shit. So like,
I mean, isn't that the idea? Like, if you're young as like a dude, you just looking for some old widow to be like, yo, let me give me that pension.
Oh man. But yeah, that is like the classical thing that happens, and then trials with the kids and so on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like the dude's not the greatest writer, wasn't the greatest writer in the world, but at least like some of his shit was entertaining.
People loved it.
Yeah, people loved it. So like if you want something easy to read, then read a Clancy book,
Yeah,
preferably
probably fun.
the Splinter Cell book was like nice. Jack Ryan was also good.
Jack Ryan, he sounds familiar.
Yeah, man, like they recently made a TV show about him. Made many movies, also older movies about Jack Ryan. That was
Oh, that's the one with freaking what's his
Harrison
name?
Ford. Harrison Ford was in the original.
Silly Office Dude. Silly Office Dude is
Yeah,
now
man. Yeah, man. Like
anti-terrorist man.
I thought actually that he played the role pretty good.
John
From-
Krasinski, Silly
Yeah.
Office bro.
Yeah, he played the role pretty fucking good. From coming from the office, I wouldn't have believed that he of all
it seems
people
like-
that he of
Well, he
all
did that
people.
Benghazi propaganda movie.
Yeah,
That was essentially the same thing.
yeah.
Well, it was like
Because-
11 hours or something. It was made by Michael Bay, of course.
Of course. Oh man. But yeah, man. Just check out Clancy if you want something interesting to read. But like back to
games
that,
are
like
fun.
that, back to like how it was to like in the older books, the
Yeah.
women's perspective. Did you ever read The Count of Monte Cristo?
So long ago. I mean, I must have read it when I was a child. Like, it's been so long.
I mean, like, man, like, there's also some shit there because our main dude has a fucking slave, right?
Yeah,
and
of course.
and of course, like, like it's written in a time where like, yeah, of course, like that's pretty fucking normal
Well, it's
for
from the like 1800s, right?
yeah. So like that's pretty fucking normal for a white dude in the mid 1800s to who's on top of that rich to have a white now to have
Oh
a
yeah,
slave.
dude. It was completed in 1844.
Yeah, but like what surprises me though when I think back on it is that he wasn't residing in the United States, right?
No, it was
This
France.
this was like in Southern Europe. This was in France. So that like comes a little behind on me that it was like also like that in fucking France, dude, in the 1800s. That like sure, man, if you're rich and you're upper class, take as many slaves as you want, man. No, no problem, hombre.
Oh god. It's not 1200 pages, is it?
No, man, it's not 1,200 pages at
What
least.
the fuck is this review I'm reading saying then? Like this review, what is it talking about?
I don't know, like,
It's
but
like
you,
it's saying that it's a 1200 plus page novel. I thought it was like 300.
yeah, like my version was like 300, but I also like had
I mean,
like
this
the,
is just a great review.
I had
picture
like the
this.
pocket. I had like the pocket version of it.
Picture this. You're 19 years old and with your whole life ahead of you. You've just been offered the job of your dreams and you're about to marry the person you loved since childhood. When suddenly, a couple of jealous men decide to frame you as a bon partiste. A crime which has been punished by death or life imprisonment. Like, dude, don't. If you're making this like metaphor, don't include the specific word that no one would fucking know. And have you sent away around an island prison? I think it's fair to say you'd be feeling a touch bitter about the horror ordeal. This is what happens to the young Edmond Dantes when he's betrayed at first by men jealous of his career and fiancé, and again by a man who sees an opportunity to defend himself by seeing Dantes. Like, dude, this is a Google review.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. Like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah. I'm seeing the same review as you. Holy
It's
fuck,
like so
man!
long.
You're right. It's 1,276 pages. I mean, like,
Oh, it is?
the pocket. Yeah, the pocket version that I had was like 300, but it might have been like dumbed down.
No, I think I read the fucking abridged version for children.
Yeah, same for me, man. But I'll definitely read the fucking 1276
I'm not gonna read
pages book,
fucking
and then
fuck
I'll
that.
do like and then I'll do like a detailed review on it, like no problem. Yeah, man, no problem. But yeah, like it comes behind on me that it was like so accepted also then to like like to have fucking slaves in France. Um, Other than that though,
Yeah.
like I thought I thought the book was like pretty balling, pretty good shit. And the fact that is, of course, like this is like action movies. The plot of the Count of Monte Cristo is like almost every second action movie that's coming out now, right?
Yeah.
Man seeks revenge, faking his
Revenge
death.
stories, dude.
Revenge stories, gonna kill everybody. So it's kind of like fascinating that this was thought of like already in the mid 1800s, right? But it's interesting that like the book doesn't even have a happy ending, you know,
Oh yeah.
because
Well, I mean, revenge stories don't.
he starts killing off everybody that had anything to do with like setting him up to going to prison, and being like really meticulous about it and planning it in great detail, since he had the years in prison, right? He spent like 7 years in prison before he finally escaped, to plan how he was like going to take all these guys out. But when it finally comes to the wife's fiance, that was like the big brain behind the whole thing, he chooses not to engage. He chooses not to kill him, because he now sees that that his wife has kids and are pregnant or something with this dude, and she's really happy. So who the fuck would he be to take all this away from her, even though he's the asshole?
You know.
So so that's where like I like when I was like reading it, I was like just envisioning that, like, fuck, I hope he just kills him, I hope he fucking kills her, even though there's no reason to.
Well, I mean, she leaves him, right? Well, she like finds out he's the dude, and then she's like, "Oh, well, I don't want to take you back now.
Yeah, yeah,
You killed my husband,
yeah,
dude." Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
exactly. So now I had like that was like the only disappointment for like my sake, because like, it didn't satisfy my bloodlust, that he just didn't fucking kill everybody, and that he went soft on the end. At the same
Okay.
time, like I was like also like thinking like, really? I mean, you have all this momentum that's been built up. You've killed all these people, right? And you're really gonna go soft on your wife and
You gotta have a happy ending, dude.
what?
Well, okay, so let's put it like this. Let's say you're watching Toy Story, right? And Woody's got all that revenge built up against, boiling up. That's like the main. Toy Story is a revenge story, and so let's say however, since they went soft in the end and didn't have Woody, murder Buzz Lightyear, I think that made it a better movie, because it might have been too graphic to go from like the cute kitty movie to the wanted R-rated torture scene they were going to do. You see, what little people don't know is that Toy Story was originally going to be an R-rated gore film, but they decided that if they got rid of the blood scenes, it'd actually make a really good Pixar movie.
Really?
So,
Holy shit, man! I'd love to see a R-rated version of Toy Story. God
well, see, that's where they
damn!
got Chucky from.
God damn! Fuck,
Like
man.
originally, they made Chucky. And then they're like, well, let's turn this into Toy Story. And then later they're like, okay, let's make Chucky again, because they saw that Toy Story was so popular.
Yeah, but hey, man, like I get it, because like if you think about it, by being forgiving in the end, then you're like also showing that like, all right, maybe like the dude wasn't behind redemption anyways, right, and was able to see his own faults, right? Because like setting out on a bloodlust crusade like that is,
I mean,
yeah. You go,
yeah,
man.
exactly. And like we learned in Toy Story 2, when Woody, he goes on the full revenge in Toy Story 2. You know, he tries to become president and Buzz stops him. And so he ends up, you know, jailing all of Buzz Lightyear's family. He's about to deport them. And that's when he realizes, you know, maybe Buzz Lightyear is not past redemption. Like he can still give him a chance, and Woody sets them free. And it makes a really good happy ending. I think it's a good moral lesson to teach people is, you know, like, you know, you can always come back. And I think that's something that the Toy Story movies, along with the Count of Monte Cristo, I think they're about equivalent in everything, honestly. I can't think of a single difference between the two. Where it really is a good message you get from these stories of like, oh, redemption, revenge isn't always worth it. You know, maybe you shouldn't deport your best friend's toy family. You know, it's a good message. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get it. But like, I'm not sure like if it applies to the real world.
Are you saying? Well,
What?
I mean, Toy Story. I mean, if you're asking if toys come to life when you're not looking, that is true.
No.
It
like, even though that would be cool as hell, dude. If toys came to life when I was sleeping. But no, like
even sex toys do.
I'm like saying that like, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm still a little bit fucked up from the 2 large beers I had before I came on. Anyways, whoa. Like, what was I saying? Well, what was I going to say here, man?
How all your sex toys are coming to life at night, and how
Yeah,
you don't believe it's true, but I'm telling you it is, and
It
you need
is.
to lock them up better.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to put, like a little outside, like put it in the chest.
Yeah, man. I wanted to ask you like this like, before like we ended like in about 10 minutes. What about Disney, man?
Okay, Disney.
What about Disney?
I mean, I'd be willing to give them like a kidney, but any more than that, I don't know.
Like, really? I mean, like, don't you think that Disney is assholes?
I mean, like, yes, they are monopolizing the entire streaming. They're trying to monopolize the majority of the entertainment space. But I mean, have you seen Baby Yoda? Have you seen like you can't tell me that you have an informed opinion on Disney if you haven't seen The Mandalorian. Right? You just can't. It's just not.
No, I haven't like, I've seen like the
What do
first
you all
episode.
feel informed?
I've seen like the first episode. But you know, like my informed opinion on Disney is still that they are assholes because for
Okay,
one,
but have
they fired Gina Carano. No, 2, they fired Johnny Depp. Why the fuck did they fire Johnny Depp? They didn't even give him the benefit of the doubt, so they fired him after 4 days.
Have you seen the Avengers?
I've seen Avengers.
Yeah. So okay, then have you seen Avengers 2: Age of Ultron?
No. Is that good?
Okay, yeah. So like, boom, not informed.
No, like, how am I not informed? How am I not informed, man?
You haven't seen Ultron, dude. It's like, you know, it's like a key part of this whole debacle is Avengers 2: Age of Ultron.
No, all I know is that the Marvel Universe, Age of Ultron, all the trilogies that's out there of Iron Man, Thor, it's just one big ass money machine. That's all it is.
That is true.
And like I don't know, like I think it is scary because I think like Disney is becoming too huge.
Well, some movies are scary. I mean, like, you know,
they're too huge. They're too
Civil
huge.
War, it was kind of scary when they started fighting each other. Like it was a little upsetting. Or like Infinity War, where like Thanos has snaps. Like that's kind of scary too. I gotta agree.
I'm like thinking like, you know, like, fuck, man, like how they are cornering the market, becoming bigger and bigger, starting up Disney Plus. I mean, fuck, man, pretty soon like Disney Plus is all it's going to be of streaming services in the world. You're gonna take over.
That reminds me of Flubber, dude. Have you seen Flubber?
With Robbie Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a cool movie. I remember having seen it, but fuck, man, I was I was a kid when I saw that movie. Damn.
But like Flubber, well, I guess he doesn't absorb as much as he bounces, but
Yeah.
that I think like
Flubber.
that's like I think what you just described is the Flubber
Yeah.
of market strategies.
Yeah.
I think is the best way to put it. Like bouncing all over the place, having Robin Williams like fly in his car somehow.
Oh man, god damn, that movie is from 1997.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we're old.
Well, they invented bouncing, so
Yeah.
there's the first time they could show it on TV.
Yeah.
Before that, people couldn't bounce. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Crazy. It's also like crazy, like when you think about like the advancements in movie technology from 97 to now.
It's insane. Like for example, Pet's Life, they were able to teach animals to talk. For Bug's Life, they got bugs to talk. For freaking Nemo, they were able to make underwater cameras that could see fish talking. I mean, it's Shrek.
Yeah.
They invented ogres. I
Yeah.
mean, it's insane. It's really
insane.
impressive what they've been able to pull off. I mean, I didn't know ogres really existed, but I saw Shrek, and they also had a talking donkey in that one. I mean,
Yeah, man.
who's teaching these animals how to talk? Why can no animal talk?
Imagine if like ogres exist. They probably like have their own secret country somewhere in the world with mountains and shit.
It's got to be an explanation because I don't see them anywhere, and I know they exist.
Yeah,
They definitely
do,
exist. 'Cause Shrek.
they do, man. And the Yeti is the boss over them all. I'm sure. Man.
The Yeti lives in the North Pole. I saw that Rudolph special. He lives in the North Pole outside of Santa's house.
He could still be the boss of all the ogres, man.
Well, I mean that's too far.
No, man.
Unless
Man.
Like what controls them through like presents, like Santa Claus. Like, are you saying that Santa Claus contracts the Yeti out to be the Santa Claus for ogres?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Santa Claus also works for the Yeti. The Yeti is standing on the North Pole with a bat, telling what Santa should do.
Well, I mean, yeah, that would be one way to do it, but I think it'd be more likely that Santa Claus has the bat and he controls the Yeti because there's less ogres than there are people, presumably, unless there's like a lot of ogres, which I mean,
like Santa is like super fat, so he would be no match for the Yeti.
But he's also like
no bat.
He's also got Christmas karate magic and whatnot.
Ah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Like even though he does die easy in that one Tim Allen movie.
Yeah.
He just kind of falls off a roof, but
yeah.
Tim Allen is Santa Claus now.
Tim Allen is Santa Claus now. That's right.
Yeah, I mean they documented it.
Yeah. Interesting, man. Interesting.
Crazy.
Like just on the top of your head, man, like what's the coolest action movie you remember having seen 20 years ago or 10 to 20 years ago?
So not anything recent.
Not anything recent.
Does the movie have to be from at least 10 to 20 years ago, or can it? So like a movie I've watched recently that super old, or like a movie I watched 10, 15 years ago?
No, like preferably a movie you watched like 10, 15 years ago at the same time, like you watched Flubber.
I really liked Terminator 3 for some reason.
Really?
It's not like a movie. It's not
really
good.
Holy shit, man! What the fuck do you like Terminator 3?
Well, yeah. Well, you said 10 to 15 years ago. 10 to 15 years ago.
I did 10. No, I said 10 to 20. 10 to 20.
Yeah, like 10 to 20 years ago, I was like 12. So, like, I like Terminator 3. I will say I like Terminator 2 more, but still.
Wow. Unexpected, man.
Yeah, but that,
I was going to say The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Long Kiss Goodnight? What? Is this your mom tucking you in at bed, or is this an action movie?
No, man, that's a fucking action movie. Like, just Google it and you'll see like the movie poster with Samuel Jackson holding a fucking Magnum and yeah, man, like that movie you should watch. Like, I remember I watched.
I've had someone kiss me goodnight in the last 10 years, so
Like,
I think I've seen it.
they were like, man, like I don't know why the fuck it's like even called the long kiss goodnight, because there is never anybody that's been kissed goodnight in the movie, but
Oh,
it's one.
I've seen
It's
better than the movie.
yeah, so it's
I've
like
gotten
one.
a long kiss goodnight, and the movie wouldn't provide that. So
Yeah,
I think I
so
might be at a higher existence than this movie.
but man, like it's. I don't know, like it's like probably like a crap movie if I watch it today, but like it was super balling when I watched this movie when I was 8 years old in 1996. Was I even 8 years old? Yeah, I was
Ooh,
eight
that's
years. I was 8 years old in '96 when I watched this movie.
wow. This is quite the cover.
Yeah, 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 man. I remember I digged it, man. I was 8 year old. I love this movie way the fuck more than I did with like Home Alone or any of that shit. Because like this movie had like real guns, that blood, that motherfucking people being killed, right? So yeah, man, this was like definitely my favorite movie in the '90s. Definitely. Um, and the storyline is that she has some kind of like a fucking amnesia or memory loss or whatever, and has just gotten like pretty much like some Jason Bourne shit, only with a woman, right? And then she wakes up as the housewife and like figures out like, oh shit, I'm actually a world class super assassin or something with 50 kills under my belt.
Okay. So
Uh,
so and then she doesn't kiss him goodnight.
no, I don't like really, because like she develops like this split personality kind of thing, right? Uh,
So the one
it's
personality,
weird. It's weird.
the one person willing to kiss him goodnight, but that one's not in control right now.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
the other
yeah.
personality is like, I don't want to kiss him goodnight, and that's the core of the movie. Is that like
Yeah, so
this
like
like
she's so now, because like then the kid is not killed but kidnapped, and there's bad guys after then,
have
and
to do with going to bed?
I don't know what the fuck it has to be. I don't know what the fuck it has to go
Tell
for
me
bed.
about the
Like
story, and it's like nothing to do
I
with me.
have no clue, man. I have no clue. Like
It's
it
in the
seems
title. I don't. You don't need to tell me the story about a spy.
it's
That's not the movie. This
it's
movie's about. Look, I'll read you the here. Look, okay, I have the Long Kiss Goodnight plot summary right here.
uh,
So Kane is a school teacher in small town Hosedale, Pennsylvania, living with her boyfriend Hal. Hal is very tired after eating an entire pizza while watching the Pats lose. Hal then goes to bed, and then there is a 30-minute scene of Samantha Kane giving a light kiss to Hal as he slowly falls asleep to a white noise machine. End of movie.
wow. Man,
Or that other thing, you must have misremembered this entire movie because
yeah,
that
no, man, that's like definitely not the entire movie. Holy shit, that's not the entire movie. Uh, because like there's guys after her. The daughter gets kidnapped. She kills everybody. Samuel Jackson comes on for some reason, and he's
all
playing and he's playing a cab driver or something of all things.
sure you fell asleep while watching this 30-minute kiss scene and dreamed of this action movie.
Well, that could also be a possibility. But if
Like
that's the
you
case,
were bored.
then I need to rewatch it.
Well, you
But
might fall asleep in the same dream again, though, and that would be a
I
problem.
might have the same dream again. Yeah.
Which would be
Uh,
the dream sounds more interesting than what I read off Wikipedia.
yeah. Nah, man. Nah, man. No way. Maybe though. Um, but yo, folks, I think we're going to end it here. Octopus, I'm like really glad that you could come online today.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was fun.
you didn't stood me up or anything like that. You actually showed up, even though you didn't have to.
I wasn't sure what you meant by guests, so I flipped a coin. Luckily for you, it landed on its side because I would head where I'm not showing up.
Yeah,
But
man.
on its side, got lucky.
So thank you, man, for like showing up and doing this recording with me. Um, for any of you mofos that are listening to this, then fucking like, share, subscribe, or I might knock you. All right. All right. Peace out, folks. See ya.